all started on that Halloween night. When we reached the house, something was pulling me inside.
There was something there, but I couldn't see what it was. Help me!
It was as if no one could see the terror I just lived through, until I saw my own face in the mirror.
Everything started on Halloween night. In my costume, I felt almost invisible, yet I wanted to lose myself in the crowd. The spooky Halloween atmosphere, mixed with the mist that had settled over our street, made the usual silence of the town eerie. My parents had firmly warned me to stay away from the abandoned house at the end of the street. But when my friends suggested we meet in front of it, I hesitated. Though I admit, I wanted to see that house. It felt like an invisible string was pulling me toward it. When we reached the house, the wind started to howl. The windows were broken, and the inside was pitch black. The whole town believed that bad things had happened in that house for years. I had a strange feeling in my chest. My feet wanted to turn back, but my curiosity was stronger. I pushed the door slightly, and when it opened, I held my breath. My friends were outside, staring at me, daring me to take a step inside. I walked in. The smell of mold filled the air, broken glass covered the floor, and the abandoned furniture made the scene even scarier. As I looked around, I suddenly heard a noise. Tap, tap. Was something behind the door? I looked at my friends, but they were all staring at me, waiting. "Who's there?" I whispered. There was no answer, but a shadow shifted slightly in the dark. My heart was pounding. I wanted to leave, but something was holding me back. Then, all of a sudden, the door slammed shut behind me, and I realized I was trapped inside. My friends were trying to open the door from the outside, but it just wouldn't budge. Desperately, I banged on the door, called for help, but it was like no one could hear me. Alone inside, I heard another footstep, echoing as if someone or something was just about to emerge from the shadows. I tried to push past my fear and move forward. With every step, the sounds from different corners of the house grew louder. I entered a room. A dusty old doll caught my eye. It seemed to be staring at me. Just as I turned to go to another room, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, a shadow moving. It felt like someone or something was watching me. My heart began to race. I rushed into another room, but faint whispering sounds echoed there too. I saw a wooden staircase leading to the second floor. Every step creaked under my feet, amplifying the chilling silence inside the house. Suddenly, I heard a door upstairs slam shut. When I reached the top step, I heard the faint sound of a child crying. I followed the sound to the room where it was coming from, my heart pounding. I saw a figure in the dark, and my steps slowed. I wanted to turn back, but then the door behind me slammed shut. I was trapped in the house. The closer I got to the sound, the deeper the fear grew inside me. When I stepped into the room, I saw a child dressed in a costume. But something was wrong with his face. It looked like he didn't have one. "Help me," he said in a low, hoarse voice, staring blankly into space. Suddenly, his figure faded into the darkness. I turned back to find the door locked. I was completely cornered now. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. It was like the air had been sucked out. Suddenly, all the sounds stopped. I thought it was over. Just then, a powerful beam of light shone from outside, and the door swung wide open. I ran outside. My friends were waiting, but none of them seemed to have heard or seen anything. Desperately, I tried to explain the horror I'd just experienced, but one of my friends held up a mirror to me. My blood ran cold. In my own reflection, I saw the same empty, hollow eyes as the child's.